2 years ago, I, 30M, was supposed to marry the girl, 28F, the love of my life. We dated for 2 years, and I knew it was time. It took me 2 years to get up the courage to talk about it. 3 weeks before my wedding, I suddenly noticed that my fiancée was constantly talking on the phone, always chatting or discussing something online with a certain person, about whom she always claimed that they were just friends. Everything is cool, you are free to do whatever you want. Things got so bad that she didn't even have time for me at this very important moment in our relationship. It really affected me emotionally as I started thinking about the wedding. I've always wondered who she was constantly talking to online and who she was meeting behind my back. I said, damn it, I'm going to trust her. All week I've been reminding myself, you have to trust her. I was too scared to let myself believe that something was wrong. A week later, I was scheduled to make a presentation to a group of IT students on the topic the functionality of spyware on laptops and how to use these spyware to monitor all activities on a laptop. So I decided to infect my laptop with this spyware to show students how it works, absolutely legally. The day before my presentation, my wife came to me with a statement that her laptop crashed. And she needed to keep in touch with an important conversation, so important that he can't wait. A tiny inquisitive part of me actually wanted to know what it was about. In any case, you never give me your attention, so I will never give her my laptop. I remember this thought flashed through my head. Then a light bulb went on in my head. Why not give her my laptop? Which is the worst, little girls are gossiping about the wedding. Maybe that's why she got distracted anyway. It was a great chance to take a look at who she was always chatting with, if it wasn't girls. It was totally legal since it was my laptop, not hers, right? I always promised myself never to use my technical abilities to spy on what she was up to. But I told myself that I was probably thinking too much, and this was my chance to prove my point. I gave her the laptop. 15 minutes later, all the messages on my laptop were synced to a remote database that was available on my phone. This means that I could remotely access all the messages coming from my laptop, which, as it turned out, also included messages from those who used my laptop. Let me stop talking nonsense. I read her messages. 1 minute, nothing happened. 5 minutes, I just chatted with my girls a few times. 10 minutes, damn it, did you enjoy last night? But she said she was at work yesterday. Yeah, baby. I did, she replied. Wait, did someone else use my laptop? Or did I make a mistake in programming the remote setup? I looked in and saw that she was still typing on the kitchen table. I've missed you so much. In 30 minutes. It got so much worse that I already knew who she was sleeping with. Mark. My best friend and best man. I've only ever seen such things in films or at project exhibitions. How could they both have fallen so low? It's amazing that he would actually have balls to reach out to you asking for help. I mean, seriously. Are the two of you still even friends? Well, it seems his friend still thinks so. Thanks for the 85% of the post explaining how you eavesdropped. Who cares how you found out? You found out. If this is true, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for your efforts and feelings. But on the bright side, you dodged a huge bullet. This is the irony of life, well said. Thank you very much. 2 years of dating. And got married. Never works. I don't think it was about how long we dated for. I have seen couples we even dated for a lesser time period than we did and are still together till today. The wedding didn't take place, and I informed her family why. This experience determined the direction of my career and my life. Everything you've read here about my life. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, persistent or embarrassing. It's that I'm fulfilling that promise. Because if I ever have to watch my hard work and dedication disappear before my eyes again, maybe I'll have a life story worth watching. And for those of you who are wondering what happened to the clever little scammer, they shamelessly started dating. Yes, she and my best man. A few months ago, he, my former best friend, texted me that he wanted to know if she was cheating on him. And he wanted me to be the one to help him figure it out. It was funny. I really hope that you will not get into such a story. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. And be attentive to your beloved. I'm not sure if this exactly counts as cheating in this day and age. So I'll start this off by saying I'm not exactly the best with communicating all the time. I'm a guy, 19, who loves hard, cares harder, and gets hurt all the time. A few months ago, I just got back from basic training via discharge because of my mental health, and I learned that my now ex-girlfriend cheated on me. It was semi-deserved, I guess. But that isn't who I'm talking about today. So about a month after I get back and find out about all that, I was beyond broken. I had no one to really talk to. My parents brushed me off for a while about my mental health worsening and talking to my friends, and my ex just felt uncomfortable. So I went out of my comfort zone and started talking to this girl. I'll call her S18 for the sake of not wanting one of her friends to find this post. She lives a good ways away from me, about 8.5 hours from my house. Immediately, I felt a connection with her just through talking and discovering that we like a lot of the same things and even had some of the same problems, from movies to food, hell to even the fact we are both lactose intolerant and have bad mental health. Fast forward through the first month and a half later, everything was going smooth. We both told each other I love you. We even tried to meet up, but things got canceled because of my work. Other than that, my ex tried to sabotage my relationship with her, plus my mental health was getting worse. I was self-harming again like I did before I started talking to her. The next couple days she was distant, told me she needed time alone to herself because her ex was trying to get back into her life. Later that same night she blocked me, and I just found out that they dated and were sleeping together again. After a week she ended things and added me back. I was distant, but I wanted her to stay in my life, so to me it was okay. She had just got out of a relationship with him, barely really knew me. But you all can probably guess where this is heading now. After that we were completely okay, nothing wrong, really a few minor disagreements on things, but really good in my opinion. Well, that is until a couple days before her birthday. We had a really good day, lots of talking and discussing about meeting up soon. She made me feel at ease about not being able to come up after not being able to. Well, this is the part in the story that pisses me off still. She didn't say anything all night to me, turned her location off, the whole 9 yards. That next morning she tried to cover her tracks by lying to me about where she was. I knew because after she said her friend's name I checked her Insta. She doesn't even follow anyone with the name she gave. Then I got a snap of her and her ex chilling like it was nothing. At this point I was pissed off, very pissed off. She took her phone back and started texting me explaining everything. She told me she did it because I wasn't there. She could only love so much through a text. At this point, I was beyond mad or angry, so I self-harmed myself multiple times to ease what I was feeling. I gave it a couple days of me asking every question possible. And then after I cooled down, I told her I would try again, but only if she built my trust back for her. Then a few days later, she stayed at his house as friends. This made me angry. But she gave a valid reason for being there and even told me she wouldn't as often anymore, so I would start to trust her again and so I wouldn't feel terrible about her being there. Now we made it to today. She just moved houses and she doesn't have Wi-Fi, so she texts me a little bit a day, and I know she isn't on Snapchat because her score has been staying the same. I just want to know how I should proceed with her, if at all, because regardless of us just talking, I believe in loyalty and trust above everything else in my life. I just don't want my feelings to cloud my judgment on this. I don't want to get hurt again. And you want this drama in your life? Why? She has become my normal, even though it's basically a situationship. I have honest feeling for her. I tell her everything and she always comforts me, and I do the same to her. I'm very childish when it comes to having feelings for a girl when I think it's meant to be. And this is the first time I have ever gave a second chance to someone that I have genuine feelings for. Sounds like you need a new normal. I think if y'all are long distance, she's just going to keep going back to that ex. Maybe it's time to move on, find better someone who actually deserves your love. She sounds like a shitty person to me that can't make her mind up on which guy she wants. Your first problem is that you aren't okay with being alone as opposed to being with someone who repeatedly hurts you. At some point you have to put your own sanity and self-love above having someone there. The thing some of these commenters don't understand is that serious parental neglect will start that avalanche. You just want to be loved by someone, but please understand that someone who will hurt you does not love you. Please understand that you are worth honesty, real love, and a person who doesn't give you those is not worth your energy. She is repeatedly lying to you and reeling you back in because you care more about being with her than your own self-respect. Take that power from her. She doesn't get to abuse your kindness, your love, or your trust anymore. Set boundaries. I will not stay in any relationship where I cannot trust the person I'm with. I deserve better. Deny her access to you. You are currently in a perfect storm that will make your emotions far worse if you allow it to continue. The world needs you, and I personally want to see you succeed and be happy. You will find a perfect mate after you become comfortable with yourself, having boundaries to bolster your self-respect. Keeping a bad one like her is going to tear you down further. You need progress, not backsliding. As someone who has healed from the self-harm actions similar to yours and no longer does it, please go to a therapist. Please get sharp items away from yourself and know that you don't deserve more pain, but you also don't deserve to cause more trauma to your body. Please feel free to message me privately if you'd like someone to talk to. You are the same age as my oldest son, and I will be there even if your parents are too self-absorbed to see the amazing child that grew into an amazing adult. Thank you for the absolutely amazing comment. This is exactly what I needed to hear. This an actual comment that isn't bashing me for how I feel or isn't ignoring my mental health. 10-year relationship down the drain. I, 30F, cheated on my boyfriend, 33M, of 10 years. A couple of months ago, I got an ad on Snapchat from someone I knew from childhood. I resisted at first and said I was with someone. He was persistent, and for some reason I liked the attention. I would stop talking to him out of guilt every time we spoke. When things would go south with BF, fighting, him complaining about me not cleaning after work and cooking him dinner, leading to insults about me being dirty and lazy and a bad GF, not justifying in any capacity just for background, I would message him and send slightly naughty pics. Never any nudes. Again, not justifying, just clarifying details. We didn't speak too frequently, only when I felt like I was a zero. Feeling like I couldn't confide in my partner because this was the cause of my upset. I've been trying to think about why I did it. I know I am weak for allowing this man to break into my relationship. Who is he? Nobody. My boyfriend was everything to me. But after all of the issues we had, I wanted positive attention. It never felt good after the fact. The affair was never physical. Just words and slightly naughty photos. I stopped talking to him for almost a month. Then I drank alcohol. On holiday to Italy. I caved and sent a photo of a tan line on my chest. While my boyfriend was asleep next to me in bed, or so I thought. He grabbed my phone and I felt his whole life shatter before him. He will not forgive me or give me another chance. I understand why. I betrayed him. I lied to him. The last couple months were okay between us. He was helping me with my confidence, and I guess my ego got so big. I did stop talking to the guy because I was happy with my BF. Alcohol is not an excuse. Though if I didn't have drinks, it would have never happened. Not excusing my piss-poor behavior and destructive behavior. There is no excuse for cheating, physical or not. Now my boyfriend thinks this guy has been to our flat while he has been out, which is not the case. Understandably, he does not believe me. There is no excuse in the world that would ever be okay in this situation. I don't want to let BF go, but he wants to, and it's the hardest pill to swallow. Now I don't have anyone. He was the only constant in my life, through everything, and I ruined it. The pain I am feeling is unreal and like I am on an endless lift ride. I can't imagine how he is feeling. I know I have lots of internal issues to work out. It's rotten that I would do this and that this was the outcome to my internal issues that I unfortunately took out on my BF. Truly hurting right now because of what I did to him. I would like to work things out and give it another go. However, BF is not inclined in the slightest. If you are ever thinking about cheating in any capacity, even if you think you will never get caught, don't. It's not worth it. You're now feeling sorry for yourself because you were caught. Stop playing the victim. You started talking and sending naughty pictures to that man. You knew the outcome. Even if your relationship was going south, you should have tried to fix it, like adults do, whether it's by counseling or breaking up. That's up to you. Instead, you chose to get attention from another man. I'm not saying your man is a saint because stories here are always one-sided to a certain degree, but from what you've described, he is justified in never trusting you again and leaving. Cheating isn't worth it, said the cheater that got caught. Miami wife of 10 years slept with 2 married men and then did surprise Pikachu face when I kicked her ass out immediately. She also claimed it was just for attention as well. To be fair to you, at least you've taken accountability for it. Do better in future, and I highly recommend you talk to a therapist/psych to unpick the reasons why you need attention/narcissistic support off other men to function. You need a good therapist, and to also be taught how to communicate. My ex cheated. Married 25 years. I surprised divorced her. I have ghosted her for over a decade. My life is so much better. I could never be with, trust a cheater. What do you think about these stories? Write your opinion. I will be happy to answer you. Also, subscribe to the channel. I love you.